the meeting and marrying of mind, body, and spirit. Clearing thoughts, having happy instead of negative thoughts, moving the body in a way that feels absolutely natural. Also having control of the breath and being. That's how I would define wellness. Becoming aware of the breath. So it's like an invitation to know yourself a little better, to get to know your inside and not just the outside. So easy, just focusing on the breath, inhaling, and then you can control it by directing it into different parts of the body. So if you're feeling anxious, or if you're feeling discomfort or pain, you can direct your breath into those areas and relieve immediate symptoms. Oh, well, the cleaner the diet, the more sattvic, we call it in yoga, which is peace and middle of the road. Fresh, preferably organic, whole, raw foods. So, you know, the apple versus the Snickers bar, or the water versus the diet soda. I wake up every morning and have half of a lemon squeezed into hot water with a teaspoon of apple cider vinegar and a dash of cayenne pepper. And that's how I start my day. The cayenne is for stimulating circulation and kind of revving up the system. Apple cider vinegar and lemon as well. Our apple cider vinegar is going to be very alkaline for the system, and the lemon actually alkalinizes the system as well, but it helps to detox the organs. If anybody can tolerate it, anybody can drink it. Not everybody likes it.
I see.
I happen to enjoy it. And then I don't eat until I'm hungry. That's another thing. I think in this day, we're so programmed to eat because it's 6 a.m. and it's breakfast time, or eat at noon because it's lunchtime, or eat at 6 p.m. because it's dinner time, even though we're not hungry. Yogic principles and meditation helps us to know when we are hungry, because a lot of times we don't even know when we're hungry, or we think we're hungry when actually we have got some emotional issues that make us think that we're going to feel better if we eat, and instead of dealing with the issue or using our breath in order to regulate and calm the system. But if we're talking about the physical practice of yoga, what does that do? So coming to the yoga mat is going to give us intention and focus so that we can become single-minded, right? So we're not scattered, we're not thinking about what happened before we rolled out the mat, we're not thinking about what happened last week, we're not thinking about what's going to happen when we roll up the mat. We're concentrating on being in the moment on the mat, moving the body at the same time. So, but we use it in our practice as well, that says that the issues live in the tissues, right? So anytime we're experiencing stress or trauma or drama, it gets locked into our system somehow, some way in our tissues, and our tissues are going to hold on to it until we can release that using movement, using breath, using gestures, and coming to the mat helps to release the issues in the tissues for that reason. A lot of people think that they don't have time to meditate because meditation takes, an hour or better out of their day. So a simple 2-3 minutes of just paying attention and becoming aware is going to set you up for the rest of your day. And the best thing about it is you can do it several times throughout the day. So because they're like little meditation snippets. So I would come to sit in an easy posture. So if you're sitting at your desk, just kind of lift your spine up. If you're sitting on the floor, make yourself comfortable. Just try to have a straight spine so that we're not slouched and humped over, so that the energy can flow freely up and down the channels, right? So coming into a long spine, you can lie down if you prefer. If you want to do this before you even get out of bed, you can lie down and just relax while you're in bed. And just come to close the eyes. And you can just relax your gaze a little bit. So let your eyeballs drift back into the eye sockets. Let your eyelids become either droopy or closed. And then just begin to relax the face. So you can start by smoothing wrinkles through the forehead, releasing tension through the temples, unhinge the jaw, relax the root of the tongue. So just that feels really good. Kind of feels like a trip to the spa. And then from here, paying attention to the nose. How does your nose feel? Does it feel cold? Does it feel warm? And then just some deep breaths here. So inhaling through the nose. Feel the breath come in through the back of the nose, down the back of the throat. You're gonna pass through and inflate the lungs, drawing the breath right down into the belly. So as you inhale, your belly expands as if there were a balloon. So you're gonna expand in all directions. And then as you exhale, gently draw the navel back toward the spine. Let the breath flow up through the back of the throat, out the nostrils to the space in front of the face. And we just do that a few times, just paying attention to the breath. And the mind will wander. So once we have an awareness of that thought, whatever it is, it could be something about the past, something about the future, just be aware and draw the attention back to the breath. Just say, oh, I had that thought. And now I'm gonna breathe. I am here now. And link that with your breath. And from here, I begin to deepen the inhalation and lengthen the exhalation. And I begin to become aware of a sensation at the crown of the head, right up here. Just a little warmth through the crown of my head. And I let that warmth begin to flow slowly down through my scalp, behind my ears, through my face, through the throat, the back of the neck, the sides of the neck. I let that warmth and relaxation begin to trickle across the top of my shoulders, down my arms, and off my fingers. And that feeling of warmth and relaxation, very peaceful, begins to flow down the chest and the belly, through my upper, mid, and low back, from my armpits down the sides of the rib cage and the waist into the hips. And I let my hips relax and become heavy. With those heavy hips, I allow that feeling of relaxation now to flow down the legs and off the toes. And I might finalize this meditation with a deep inhalation through the nose and a long exhalation through the mouth. Sighing releases endorphins, so who doesn't want a little bit of that? And then I would begin to flutter my eyelids, taking time as I transition from interior world to exterior world, because I just got a big dose of me while I was giving myself permission to do nothing but be with myself in this moment. And sometimes you don't want to come out. And fluttering the eyelids. And maybe some stretches, just seeing what feels good for the body now. You can pay attention to your cat or your dog and see how they move when they come out of their relaxation, their little cat nap or dog nap, and move your body. See how that feels. Maybe you're gonna get up if you're sitting at your desk and walk around and get on with the day. It starts within so that it can happen, radiate without. And simple practices, being kind to yourself, being kind to others, being the best that I can be is how I define love, kindness, and wellness. So being in tune with how I feel on the inside helps me to gauge how to respond and react to the outside. So if I lose that connection, if I don't take time to be with myself, to be in nature, to be still, to be quiet, to become introspective, then I can't be my best to express love and kindness and share and be an example of wellness.